Good evening. Tonight I'd like to give you a little bit of relationship advice. You know, I've been married now for 41 years plus, and that doesn't qualify me as an expert by any means. But Brenda and I have done a lot of work on our marriage, been to a lot of therapy, done all the due diligence, and it's paid off big time. But something happened a moment ago that got me thinking along this lines. I had to stop to get something out of my shoe. It was a tiny piece of wood. I mean, tiny, really, really small. But it worked into just the right place under my foot, where I tried to ignore it, tried to keep walking, but I had to stop to take it out of the shoe because it was really irritating my foot. And what I've discovered over the years is, even when I was a runner and would run marathons, and now that I just walk all the time, it is often not the terrain that defeats me. It is not the distance that defeats me. Brenda and I, when we're on vacation, we often go to a single town and just hang out in that town all the time that we're there. And to get to know that town, we walk it. We walk it a lot. We'll put in 10 to 12 miles a day. That's pretty typical for us. So it's not the mileage that defeats me. It's always something little that I manage to kick up into my shoe. It's a pebble. It's a dried piece of grass. It's a tiny stick that gets in just the right place and begins to irritate my foot. It reminds me of something that Solomon talked about in Song of Songs. Song of Songs, of course, is a celebration of relationship, of his love that he has for his bride, and who's the main character actually in the Song of Songs. And one of the things that's said in that book is, take us the foxes, the little foxes that destroy the vine, for our vines have tender grapes. And what he's talking about is metaphorically about dealing with the little things in relationship before they become a big problem. You see, I think there's a tendency, and I know that Brenda and I did this for years, is we would try to ignore the little things. We'd stuff it down. We'd pretend like it didn't exist. But because we weren't resolving it, they were not going away. They were just getting added to a great big list. And that list one day would be pulled out when our mate was least suspecting, and they would be inundated with this barrage of little things that they were not paying attention to. And so the little things became the saboteur of our love life. They were, like Solomon said, that they were the little foxes. And so what we have learned is to keep our relationship functioning smoothly, to deal with the little things, to stop in our walk, remove the pebble, remove the tiny stick, remove the irritant in the moment, and don't sandbag on the person that you love. Because the way I express my love is by explaining to the one I love when I see something that seems to be out of order, something that seems to be careless, something that seems to be hurtful. And I take care of the little foxes while they're little, so it doesn't become something that destroys our love life. That's my thought for tonight. I hope you have a great evening. God bless, and I'll see you again real soon.